Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Eagles in Digital Business, a candid chat with
All
all
of
of us. So, happy Sunday, everyone, or happy Monday for those who are already on Monday. So, today we have another topic for you guys. So, here is the topic for today.
Our topic for today, creating with courage, the power of showing up even when you are scared.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So, but before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing here in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I'm originally from Mexico, but I live in North Carolina, USA. I am a wife, a mother of three, a grandmother, a proud digital business owner, and a mentor.
Hi, my name is Mosumola, originally from Nigeria, but now I reside by choice in the USA. And I've been a healthcare worker of several years, but by choice as well. I'm a proud owner of this digital business and I'm a mentor here.
Yes. So we also want to remind everyone that if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is just register into any of the websites that appear on the screen, put your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So we have live webinars every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to the live webinar. That one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday, one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. And the second link you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you probably wonder, okay, so what is it that we are going to find out on the webinar? So, on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also, you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So, let's find out who were the hosts and panelists from this past Thursday's live webinar.
Mm. So last Thursday we had our host was actually a banker and risk compliance professional, and her name is Malu. And on the panel we had Stephanie, who is a flight attendant going across different places across the world. Habibat, who is a retired healthcare and IT consultant. We had Asuka, who is a freelance translator. Mm.
Okay, we also had Benita. She's a former crisis welfare. Mari Mariejo is a SPEN teacher, and Aida is a healthcare assistant. So we have these live webinars every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you would like to learn more about our business plan, don't forget to register on any of the websites you see on the screen.
Thank you, Mosimola. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, so if you're catching the replay from last Thursday's live webinar, our replays have subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So if you want to learn how to start your online business, all you have to do is just register into any of the websites that appear on the screen. So we do have a comment here from Adwunjairi Joseph. So thank you so much for your comment and
Thank
also for your
you.
emoji. Thank you.
Happy Sunday.
Yes. Happy Sunday. And also for the like emoji. All right. So let's find out what is our topic for today.
Mm. Eagles in digital business, a candid chit chat with us. And our topic for today is creating with courage, the power of showing up even when you are scared.
Yes, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So, welcome again to another episode of the Eagles in Digital Business. So, today we're talking about something every entrepreneur faces, and that is, how to create with courage and show up even when you're scared. So, maybe you have to say, oh, I don't know enough, or what if people judge me? What if I fail? Um, but here is the truth, every great thing you admire online was created by someone who was scared but showed up anyway. So uh, we all have been there. We can relate to those things. We were scared at the beginning. We thought, like, I remember, when we started the streaming on a StreamYard, like, for the first time, because before, I was part of a group, so I was not fully in control of the event. So it was okay because that helped me build a little bit of confidence. But I was even then I was so afraid every time we went live, because I didn't know what to say. But when I moved on to StreamYard, I didn't know how a StreamYard worked. It was a whole new world for me. So we start scared, um, but we have to start. We have to do it. We and that's where the courage comes from. By taking action. So even though we have those thinking, what if people would judge me? And yeah, we tend to think about that many times, especially when we go in live, because when we are new, because we're thinking what other people are gonna think of us, when seeing us saying this, what is she doing or stuff like that. But many times, if they think about it, they might think about it, they might not say it, but it's us that is thinking, those things. Um, so we really have to have that courage to do it. And us as an entrepreneur, we take that courage, to do it, because we realize that, the only way to connect with you guys is by doing and taking action. So we have to get out of that comfort zone. All right. So what are today's points?
Okay, our point today is why courage matters more than confidence and how to show up when fear is loud. And we have another comment here from our friend Pat Kitten. Thank you for the flowers.
Yes, thank you so much for the flowers.
Mhm.
Um, yes. So our first point is
The first point actually is why courage matters more than confidence, you see. So we think confidence is a starting point, but it's actually the result. Courage is what gets you moving. So you start with courage and then, taking that first step. So confidence is built by taking action while you are scared, not by waiting until fear goes away. Every post, every life, every small step you take is proof to yourself that you're stronger than the fear. There's nobody that does, like, I want to step forward. I don't know what's going to happen if I step forward. I don't know what's going to happen if I open this go live. But the real thing, the real thing that we should talk about is the courage to actually step out. Stepping out, opening that website, taking the first sentence and doing things like that is actually the first step towards getting the confidence. You get the confidence along the way.
Yes, that's very true. Courage is something that we need to start to take the first step. Sometimes we have to be brave even when we're not. When we feel in that fear, we have to really be brave and say, okay, I'm ready, I'm gonna take this next step. And sometimes we do it and we'll be like nervous, or we'll be like not feeling perfect, not feeling like completely confident, because you can't be confident about something that you're about to start when you don't have all the answers, right? But it takes courage really to start and to take that first step. So when we think confidence, is the starting point, but it's actually the result. You know, confidence is the result that you get from doing, from taking that first step, from taking that first action, and then, you know, doing it over and over again. Like we're doing these lives now, and sometimes, you know, it's not that we don't feel, we don't feel that fear. It's not the same fear we had at the beginning, where we were nervous, we didn't know what was going to happen, we
Yeah.
didn't know how we were going to do it. But it's just, you know, we want to come do it, and we want to come and provide information to educate, and to be able to really give it out in a way that is understood. So it's not that we are afraid anymore, we just want to make sure that we're getting our point across, and that we're serving and educating others. So courage is what gets you moving. A lot of times, you know, it's something that we have to find within us. We have to find that courage. Like, you know, in the past, I used to ask for everybody's opinion. Like, I'll talk to my husband, it's like, what do you think about this? And I'll ask my mom the same thing. And at the end, you know, I wasn't really needing what they were gonna tell me, because at the end, it was up to me to whether I was going to take the next step or not. Because even when other people told me okay, I still had that fear inside of me, and it wasn't going to go away just because they said that yes, you should do it. It went away when I faced it, you know, when I decided to, okay, enough, I'm going to move on to the next step. So confidence is built by taking action while you're scared. So you're gonna be scared, yes, and that's okay. Not You don't have to be waiting forever for the fear to go away, because the fear is not going to go away. If you sit down and you just wait and you say, okay, I'm just going to, you know, wait till that fear goes away, and then when I don't feel that anymore, then I'm going to take the first step. Well, you're going to be waiting for a long time, because if you don't face it, if you don't take action, it's not going to go away. So the only way it will go away is when you decide to step up and say, okay, I'm ready to face this fear and move on. So everything you do, every little step that you do in whatever it is that you do, like we, you know, every time we post, every time we go on a live, every little step that we take is proof that we are moving, right? We're moving forward, we're doing something different. So whatever it is that you're doing, just take that first step, and face that fear, and then you're gonna know, you're gonna feel different. You're gonna be like, why did I wait this long? I should have done this a while back.
Mhm.
Yeah, we do have a comment from Pat Kieran. He says so true. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you, Musamola. Thank you, Isabel. Yes. Yeah, the truth is, in order to build that confidence, you have to do the first step, and that's taking action. And how do you take action? By having that courage, even if you're scared.
Mhm.
So many times, I mean, this is not only, applies into our online business, applies to anything in life. Um, we many times, for example, you're gonna do a presentation. um, you are so scared, when you're gonna do, especially if it's the first time, you know but you have to have that courage, in doing it, because you got no choice. And sometimes, like, I guess we feel more like with courage, because when we are placed on the spot and you got no choice, that you have to go and do it. No, you got no other way out. But then you realize that after you did it, you kind of like enjoy it, or you kind of like feel like, okay, my fear went away, like, because the adrenaline came in, and then you are doing it. So a good example of that, when we had our conference, one of the speakers say, like, um even me, like, I've been doing so many you know presentations and conference, every time that I come, I still have that fear, before I come to the stage. So yeah, fear doesn't go away, but how do you move or dissipate that fear is by taking action. So having that courage to do it. And that's the same thing in anything in life. You have to have that courage. Another good example of that, my sister, I've seen this in other lives, but my sister and I, we registered for a river rafting, but we didn't. I didn't know how. I don't know how to swim. Okay, and when we saw the currents and we saw like that, oh my god, that's scary, And then we were trying to back up, not to do it, and they say sorry, we cannot give you the money back. Um, so we say, my sister and I, we said, you know what, let's do it. So we were scared, but then, as we went through the rafters, on the river, um, it was like, it was that adrenaline came through, and then we were really enjoying it. Um, and then, we found out it was too short, because when it finished, we say, oh my God, that was too short, one more. But that's the thing. Like, if we didn't take that courage to do it, we wouldn't know how it feels, to do it. So you have to take that courage, even if it feels scared, and do it, because that's how you overcome that fear.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's go to the second point.
Okay.
The second point, how to show up when fear is loud. Sometimes you can hear fear more than anything else, because you're so afraid that it's so loud, right? So reframe fear as a sign of growth. Fear means you are stepping out of your comfort zone. And I know that it's scary sometimes, but who doesn't want to go out of the comfort zone so that you can find a better version of yourself, and you're going to be so happy that you took that first step. So if you're scared, it's because you're about to grow. They say the best things happen when you take the first step. um, you know Sandy was given an example about the one of the presenters, and something else that they said is that a lot of times, we confuse fear with excitement, because we're so excited and we want to go out, and do these things. So for us, now that we already faced that fear, we already took that initial step, so we get excited a lot of times to come out and share. And a lot of times we'll be like, okay, we're going to make it short, let's not talk too much. And then we come out and we keep talking and talking and talking. And at the end, we were like, why did it take so long? Guys, because we have a passion for this. We started this scare. We started this with fear. We didn't have the experience. We didn't know anything. And when we came out, you could see that we were literally scared, right? But now, because we took that first step and we decided to get out of our comfort zone, we found something that we're really passionate for, something that we enjoy. And you know why we enjoy it so much? Because it's giving us what we were looking for, I remember, years back, when I used to work in corporate, I used to be the one that they send out to other facilities to do the training. And I remember, I used to get in front of large crowds and talk to them and tell them about what we were about to start, the changes that were going to take place and all that. And I was doing this for someone else. It wasn't my business. I was getting a paycheck to go do that, but I was facing those fears to do it for somebody else. So why not face the fears to do something for myself? So this is why, now that I started doing this, and every time I had an obstacle, a challenge, and I was thinking, I'm not going to be able to do this, I always thought about all the things that I have done for someone else. So if I was able to do them for them, I can do them for me too, right?
Im-
Because that's what this is what really matters. This is something that is mine, something that belongs to me. So, yes, I'm going to face those fears. And I know that I'm growing every day, and I'm growing something that is completely mine. Nobody can take away from me. So, take a small step, a brave action. Don't focus on the big picture, just the next right step. Record a short video, write a post, or hit the go live. And yes, I know, I understand. Those moments can really be scary. It can be one of the things that is really hard to face, because I've been there. I did that too. But once you do it, it's gonna come like You're gonna be happy. Okay, I already did that. What's the next challenge? What else can I do? What else can I go do for my business, for me? So don't let fear hold you back. Use that as fuel to keep going.
Yes. Were you going to say something, Mutumola? Or
No, I think it's exhausted already. Like she just said now, you don't need to focus on the big picture, just one step at a time, and that is it. So the next step will come, and if you make a mistake, you just look back and reset, restart, and then so that's just it.
thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Mutumola. Yeah. Um, so for reframe fear as a sign of growth, just think it as, for example, when you started a new position, like something, going up the ladder, you have that excitement, but at the same time you had excitement because you're doing something new, and like you're thinking about growing, but at the same time you have that fear, so it's a combination of both. Um but like we mentioned here, that fear and that excitement is what it is going to become your growth, because you're stepping up into something that is out of your comfort zone, something that you're going to be learning new, and getting more experience of. For my example, I'm talking. So that's just an example, how you can reframe, that um, fear as a sign of growth. So just take it as an excitement, but also, yes, you're gonna be fear, but you're facing that, and you're taking that courage to face it and doing it, because that you are stepping into something new where you're gonna be keep growing, from where you were before. And take one small brave action. Yeah, every small step that you take will take you, to where you want to go. So it will help you, to build that confidence. So by building that confidence, you overcome that fear. So little by little, and a good example of that is going lives. Not exactly like here, but when you do lives by yourself, that's another story. It's different when you're going live do lives here than when you go on your own. So, like for example, when I started, I started to record myself first to be comfortable, because I was not comfortable to see myself on camera. Um, so I had to record myself, and then eventually I got used to see myself, and then I decided to take into the next step, which was pressing that go live button and actually go live in front of everybody. And then eventually, I got used to that. It was okay because no one was watching me, so I got comfortable with that. But then the other next step was someone watching you, and when I had to face that out of the blue, that was a scary moment. But then that was my first experience, and then after that, it was okay, because I already experienced it once. So I didn't feel, yes, you might feel a little bit of fear at first, but after that, it will be okay, because you faced that fears once. And so the second time will be less. And the more you do it, it will be less and less. So let's go to point number 3.
Okay, so the third point is how to focus on service and not self. Because when you shift from what will they think of me, when you shift from, oh, am I going, me, am I going to say it right? Am I going to do it right? You shift to who can this help? Even when you stammer, when you stammer, is it helping somebody? When you lose maybe your composure online, can it help somebody? Even that act alone, somebody will say, oh, she's not really very confident, means, well, she's learning and she's doing this, which means I can also do it. That is what happens. Don't think of, oh, I didn't say it well, I'm not going to do it right. And then you are just thinking, what will people say of me? Oh, my friends will see it across the globe, and they will say, oh, you don't even really know how to do this thing. Yes, let people know that you are human, and you have to learn and start from somewhere, so that others who will also want to start will know definitely they don't have to be professionals before they start. So serving somebody else quietens your inner critics. All those things that you are thinking of. I'm not adequate, I'm not enough, I'm not perfect, my language is not well polished. There are people out there that also wants to start, and when they see you starting with all the stammer, with all the, wrong punctuations, and the phonetics is not right, everything like that, and yet you start and you are getting it and you are moving on, then somebody else will say, let me also join. So we celebrate the act of showing up. Success isn't the likes or views, it's that you had the courage to do it scared. So don't look at people that have been doing it for long and they have thousands of followers. No, just start. Don't think about all those results. Think about who you are actually helping. So every time you show up, fear loses its power. Every time you show up, just believe me, fear loses its power. Like, oh, she's doing it. Yes. And once you start, before you know it, you just forget yourself, forget your environment, and you just be bringing your points. So those points are those things that people actually need. That is it.
Yeah, so showing up and doing it with a purpose to serve other people is the best way that you can do it, because even when you're scared, you're gonna have that in mind. Okay, well, somebody out there is waiting for me, somebody out there is waiting for to hear my story, because they're gonna get motivated, right, when they hear you, because they're probably in the same shoes as you're in. And so that's what we have to focus on, is on serving, not on us, but who can I inspire today, who can I help today. um Maybe by you showing up, you're going to be the reason why somebody decides to take action, to move forward, to face their fears. So shift from what will they think of me to who can I help this time. you know we tend to waste a lot of time thinking about what other people are going to think about us, but we have to really change our mindset about that, because really, people are out there doing that, their lives going on with what they're doing. And yes, every now and then we have somebody that's going to show up and they're going to leave a bad comment on your go live, on whatever it is that you're doing, because maybe you mispronounce something, or maybe they think that you're not good enough for what you're doing. But don't take that as something against you. That's just what they're going through, that's just their opinion, because they're going through a bad situation maybe. But don't take it personal. So what you need to take personal is your service and your willingness to help other people. So serving someone else quiets that inner critic. And a lot of times, we want to be perfect. Like, I'm not gonna do a go live because I'm not speaking. I'm not able to speak fluent, because I'm not good enough, because I don't look good on camera, or because I don't like the way I sound. But we're not doing this for us. We're doing this to serve and help other people. So keep that in mind and celebrate the act of showing up. Every time you show up is an achievement. It's something that you have done for yourself. Like, today, here it is. It's Sunday. We're here. We're showing up for our business, and we're doing it with you know deep emotion, with our hearts full of love and passion for this business. Nobody is making us. It's a decision that we have made to come and show up, because we're growing something of our own. So success isn't like likes or views, is what you had the courage to do it scared. We already went through that, and we already show up so many times scared, doing so many different things. You know, when we first went live, when we first recorded our first video ad, and we redid it a couple times because we didn't like the way we looked, because we didn't like how we said something, because we didn't look the way we sounded. So we already show up scared, but it took courage. It takes courage every day to go out and do something different. But every time you show up, fear loses its power. And you keep learning and you keep growing. And that's what really matters. You know, you don't want to stay stuck. You want to go out and grow every day by facing those fears that are holding you back.
Yeah, thank you, Mosamola. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, so like when we're talking about focus on service and not self, yeah, we have to shift our mindset of, you know, of thinking, what other people think, to really, what is our purpose. And our purpose is to help others. So that's why we need to focus. That's why we need to shift, um, shift into, what is our purpose that we wanted to do. Like, for example, in this business, our purpose is to help others. So even though, we might have those doubts that, that like what other people might think, you just put it aside and then just focus on your purpose. Yeah, your purpose is to help others. So don't doesn't matter what other people might think, if even if it's true or not, because sometimes it's more in our mind that we create those things
Mhm.
than what other people are thinking. um, so we need to focus on, who can we help, why we are showing up. We are showing up because we want to help others. So even if we are um, afraid or if we have doubts, we have to show up because, we can inspire someone else on the other side of the screen by showing up. We can motivate others to take action, to believe in themselves. So that's our purpose. So that's the shift that we need to focus on, and not on the other one. Because our purpose is to serve others. And by serving others, you can turn down those self-doubts that we have, that we are thinking. So it's just a matter of working on our mindset, shifting that thinking, and celebrate the act of showing up. um, yeah, many times, we forget to celebrate those moments that, we face our fears. And every time, we doing it, guess what, that fear keeps dissipating and dissipating. And the truth is, fear doesn't never it never does goes away, because, like I mentioned in other lives, sometimes out of the blue, one day, I will show up to do a live, and then I feel like the first time, I was doing a live, that fear. Uh, but then I know that I have to go and do it. So I just do it. And then as I go through my life, that fear starts dissipating. So fear is always there, but you have to take that courage. You have to take that action to do what you have to do to overcome that fear. And that fear is the one that pushes you to keep growing as a person. So celebrate every time that you face that fear, and that will help you to, overcome that fear and dissipating that fear little by little. It's just a matter of practice and building that confidence. All right, so what is the takeaway for this topic?
Mm. Courage doesn't mean fear. It doesn't mean fear disappears. It just means that you choose to act anyway. Just like you have an exam to do and you are thinking, oh, so many thousands of people are going for the same exam. Does it mean you should step back and say, well, you know that you cannot pass? No, you step forward and keep at it. You will sit down. If you, in, in fact, if you make mistakes at a particular interview and they did not hire you, you move on to another one. And with each one, you are gaining confidence. You are gaining confidence. You are knowing what is going on behind the scene. And that is just what it takes.
Yes. So, and what is our message to the audience?
Okay, so this message is for you. If you are ready to start creating with courage, comment courage below or send us a message. Let's take the first step together. So comment below. We'll be reading your messages and replying back.
So we have arrived to the end of our lives. So thank you so much for everyone that has been with us today. And for those catching the replay, thank you so much to our followers, thank you for being here with us along our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. So we hope so that you got some enlightenment with our topic that we shared today. I know we have talked a little bit in others' lives about this, but it's always good to remind us, to that we have to face fear, that we have to have that courage to take action, because many times we forget about that. We let our fears, take over control of our lives, and we have to learn, to shift that mindset, and work on facing those fears, taking action, getting out of your comfort zone,
Mhm.
because that's the only way that you're gonna keep growing. That's the only way that you're gonna being able to help others, depending what the situation is. Um, so this is just like a little reminder, like when you go to school, and the teacher always remind you, like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Well, it's kind of like a little reminder in different. It's kind of like a similar topic every time
Nuggets.
we come, but it's, it's just a little reminder, to start believing in ourselves, uh, to believe, to build that confidence, and to take action and getting out of that comfort zone. So if you love this topic, or if you have any comments or anything that you want to share with us, just put in the comments and let us know. We'll be happy to read your comments.
Mhm.
Now, if you guys are not following us on Facebook, and you can follow us up here, so that way you get to know us a little bit more, who we are and what type of content we put in our pages, and more information about this online business opportunity. If you're watching us from Facebook, from YouTube,
You
and
too.
you haven't, yeah, and you haven't subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to our channel, and that way you get notified. Press the notification bell to get notified when we put new content and when we are going live. So that way you keep learning more about this online business opportunity. And when you feel ready, we'll be happy here to guide you along the way as mentors. You're never alone on this journey. You will have our support, our the coach support, and also the global online community support. So that's one of the things that, we are blessed to have that support and all the tools and resources to be able to succeed in this business. So if you want to learn more about this online business opportunity, how you can start your online business, and how can you start earning online, all you have to do is these three steps. So you can either put in the comments more info, or you can send us a private message, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Or you can register directly into our websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to the live webinars. Our live webinars is every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m., 8 p.m. EST. So when you register, you will go into the first link will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday, one for Thursday, so you can register for either one or for both. The
Mhm.
second link is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group, where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you probably wonder, okay, so what is it that we're going to find out on the webinar? On the webinar, you're going to find out how an online business plan works, and also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So if you want to catch this replay from last Thursday's live webinar before this coming Tuesday's live webinar, here were the hosts and panelists for that day.
So on that day, last Thursday, we had Malu as the host. She is a banker and risk compliance professional. We also had Stephanie, who is a flight attendant. Habibat, a retired healthcare an IT consultant, and Azuka, who is a freelance translator.
We also had Benita, she's a former crisis welfare. Mariejo is the SPEN teacher, and Ida is a healthcare assistant. So if you want to learn more, don't forget to register on any of the websites you see on the screen. We have these live sessions every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you, Mosumola. Thank you, Isabel. So, if you're catching these replays from last Thursday's live webinar, our replays have subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages. That's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So if you want to learn, how to start your online business, so those are the 3 ways. You either put in the comments more info, or you can send us a private message, or you can register directly into our website. All right, so let's find out what is our topic for next Sunday.
Next Sunday, we will have faith over fear, how to trust the process when the outcome feels uncertain. So don't forget, we come out with this digital business every Sunday at the same time. So don't forget to be with us next Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, so you have something powerful to share, so don't wait until you're fearless. Create it now, exactly as you are. So don't wait for to be perfect to do that. So you just gotta take action, take that courage, and just do it. So we want to say thank you to everyone again, and we want to wish everyone happy and blessed Sunday for those who are on Sunday, and a happy and blessed Friday. Oh, Friday, no, Monday
Monday.
Monday.
for those who are on
We
Monday.
are not perfect.
Yeah.
That's a good example there. Um, and a happy and blessed week ahead for everyone. So thank you again for being here with us today. It has been a pleasure to all of us, to share with you every Sunday, a new topic, new insights, new experiences, from all of us. So uh, we we are here, to learn together, to grow together as a community. So, thank you again. And until the next episode of the Eagles in Digital Business, a Candy She Chat with.
All of us.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching, and God bless you all.
Bye. Have a blessed day.
Yeah.